to my kitchen. Today is the day I have been dreading. You know what? I am going to fully declutter my kitchen today. I don't even really believe myself when I say it. You know, I have gone through this kitchen. I haven't fully decluttered it since we moved in 4 years ago? Has it been 4 years, 5 years? I don't know, I lost track. What year is it? I've decluttered it in sections, little bits and pieces, but don't think it's serving me well. So today I'm going to do the whole shebang because it's time. Time to get your life together. It's the perfect time because it's right before the holiday season, right before all the baking, all the hosting, all the things. And we recently got a couple new hallway closets. Like the addition is finally complete. It's been a long time coming, okay? So I feel like I could put some of the overflow, maybe the things I don't use very often, I can throw them over there. I say that, I'm like, I need more space. Are you joking? This is like the most space I've ever had in any kitchen in my entire life. I need to utilize my space better and get rid of the things that I don't use. So let me bring you around on a little tour of the kitchen. I'll show you all my skeletons, okay? It's pretty bad in some areas. Judgment-free zone. I'll bring you over here first. This is probably my most used cabinet. Corner cabinets always suck. Can we all agree on that? This one in particular is, here we go, okay? So this is what we're dealing with. Yeah. The worst part about this cabinet is that I even own food coloring. And then the fact that my kids know that I own food coloring, I don't even know what they do with it, but it gets everywhere. So ideally, I would like to put that behind lock and key. Okay, I don't even think you can really understand how bad these cabinets are because you can't see the back of them. Oh, and there's another one up here that I literally cannot reach. But it's things that I use on the regular, especially during the holiday hosting season. And then not like a regular Tuesday, you know what I'm talking about. So here's this one, we'll get to it. Over here are the cups. Obviously it makes sense. I don't think I need to reconfigure a lot of these cabinets. You know how sometimes you can move into a space and then it might, you know, take some finagling to figure out what works where. I think we're pretty much settled. I might be moving a couple drawers around, whatever, but in terms of the cups, I feel like it makes sense to have them next to the dishwasher, right? Same with the plates, like that makes the most sense. And then I've got the spices over here, you'll see that. So I think I've got that figured out pretty well. However, that vanilla I made 2 years ago at this point. So you know it's like supreme homemade vanilla extract. So that'll be some Christmas gifts. Maybe I can move those out of this cupboard. And the mugs, you know, we don't really use them, but sometimes we do. So it's nice to have that butter. I even forgot what it's called. It's such a fancy name for like a butter dish over there. What's the fancy name for it? I forgot because I'm not fancy. It's like a corral or something. It's not like that at all, but it's it's something French, okay? I should call my best friend Julia Child. She'd tell me exactly what it is. Never use it is the point I'm getting at. Cups down here, the most used, but I will say I absolutely despise the fact that we have like 7 different styles of cups. And so I'm trying slowly to just get one, but obviously it's not working. And then up here, supposed to be where the water bottles are stored, but mostly they're stored in my car on the floor. And then I have these like meal prep jars that I bought and I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be that no, I'm not. No, I'm not the person who does meal prep with the jars. Over here, I have got some plates. Oh, and then I like to hide my chocolates here by the Ferrero Rochers. Would you like one? Just like a couple at a time, you know, it's a good hiding spot. Plates, we've got bowls, and even these, I'm like, we can get rid of those. We never really use them. What's back there? Those little bowls, like sometimes I use them. These bowls are the bane of my existence. They're so huge and they take up so much space in the dishwasher. And then everything up here, I can get rid of. I don't even know what's up there. Bye. Another upper is over here, and I will say this is used often. Spices. Perfection. I decluttered that, I don't know, a month or so ago, and things are really looking up. I absolutely adore it. And then I have my Tupperware, some more candy because I can't refrain really what I do is like hide it from the kids. She scared me, buddy. Up here, more Tupperware containers. These are all from IKEA, so they're like matching. The lids are great. I love them. These are not, and you can tell it's a hodgepodge. I don't know if any of these lids match with the containers. Do you know what I mean? Probably not, so I would love to get rid of them. Also these, I love a good baking bowl, and now that I see them, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that come the holiday season because they're so stinking cute, and why would I not? But I don't. I use my KitchenAid and I use whatever mixing bowls that I have. I don't think I've reached for those at all the entire 4 years that I've lived here. And in theory, it's nice to have them because they're cute and they're festive, and I may have used them a couple of times, but it's not something I use on the regular basis. And it's taking up, like, I wouldn't say prime real estate, but it's taking up a nice chunk of shelf space. Moving on to this cabinet over here is where I store my cookbooks. Yeah, I get most of my recipes online, so I'll let that speak for itself. Oh, and it's deep. So they're like stacked too deep. I got problems, okay? And then these are a lot of hosting dishes up here. I would show you this drawer, but I'm highly embarrassed because of the burnt crumbs. I won't even show you the back there because it's so bad. Judge me all you want, okay? This cabinet's kind of working out for me. It's like baking supplies. This one is fine. It holds like whatever these are called, oven mittens and such. This one, similar situation. Always looking good, full of plastic. That's how I like it. Okay, this is probably my favorite drawer in the house. All from IKEA, by the way. This drawer, usually pretty good. Pots and pans, looking fresh. This one down here, not so fresh, but pots and pans nonetheless, mostly pans. Remember when I tried to be like, oh, cast iron skillet kind of gal? How many of you cook with a cast iron skillet on the regular? I feel like I burn everything when I cook on cast iron skillet. Down here, love this situation, but also how many times a year do I use the roasting pan? Maybe twice. My KitchenAid I use regularly. My Instant Pot is really a glorified rice cooker. I've got my Dutch ovens right there that I actually do use on a weekly basis. I wouldn't say that I use all of them, so I could probably like get rid of one or move one. Up here I've got the griddle. It's the biggest griddle ever. I mean, look at it. It's huge. This has been broken, I don't know, probably a year and a half. I'll get to it eventually. I'm sure I can get rid of at least half of all the platters in here. This isn't even mine. This situation, I feel like really needs my attention. I'm not even halfway through and I'm already out of breath. Another corner cabinet. I love this corner cabinet for a couple of reasons, okay? And you can pry this Bosch mixer out of my dead cold hands. I love it. I don't use it as much as I should, but when I use it, I'm like, man, why don't I use this thing more often? Okay, I don't know why I'm spinning it. This is so unnecessary. But that's the point. I can't spin it because it is so full of nonsense. Like, my kids do lemonade stands and I've got like 100 pictures. I've got these pitons that I never use. I don't even know what they're called. And then down here, this is kind of working out for me. This is my hoarding behavior. Hi, nice to meet you. Let's just say I'm a collector, okay? I've got all the Dash waffle makers. I gotta be nice and festive. And this one is a turkey. Yes. Oh man, now I want to make waffles. Moving to the left. Oh, even more water bottles and the good old GFG. What is happening in this area? Also this area. Also, I don't use any of these. I also recently got this from the thrift store. I have nowhere to put it. I don't know where to put it, okay? So let's move over here, a couple of drawers. This utensil drawer, I love the way that this looks. Could use some tidying up. This one down here, some bowls. This one down here, some nonsense. I would say I don't use 75% of the crap down there, so I'm gonna get rid of that, hopefully. Same situation with this. Oh yeah, Kim, get the trendy snackle box. No, I've had this for before the snackle box was a popular thing. I bought 2. Why do I need 2? I don't know. Lunch containers, love this, but also baby snackle box. Halfway into the school year, not a single use. And then up here, I've got my junk drawer, which is looking less junky. Over here, this is where I keep my trivets and like our dinner cloths. Under the sink, actually, we've seen worse, right? Not so bad. I love this. And yes, I still have a whole tag on it because it's zip tied and I just don't have the mental clip. I don't even care that much. You know, no one sees this. It could use some tidying up, but I love this over the cabinet holder. It's got a towel holder on this side, although I will say it absolutely ruined my cabinet. So, you know, pros and cons. This, I don't know. I could probably declutter whatever the heck is under there. And then the last little bit over here, we've got the kids' spoons, which when I first moved in, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. This is so I hate the double-decker situation. Absolutely despise. I put kitchen towels in here. Under here, I keep their lunch boxes and strainers. Here are some excess kitchen appliances. As you can tell, I'm pretty organized. And honestly, things are looking better than they usually do. I used to have like 5 crock pots under there, and now I think I only have 2. So I'm making progress. What I'm going to do, I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna take it all out. And then it's like, oh, I'm moving in for the first time, and I get to put everything, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I do feel like it's only gonna take me a few hours to do. I'm gonna give myself a cap, like 3 hours. I feel like 3 hours is plenty. I'm gonna start with the lower stuff. Am I though? Yeah, because that's most of it. And I'll pop it all over there. Things are gonna be great. Are you sure about that? Will they be great? We're gonna make it be great. I forgot to show you my countertops. It's pretty bad. I like to keep my countertops pretty clear because that's just how my brain functions. I would rather not see anything. I just, you know, shove it away, pretend that it even exists. Cutting boards, I use them all. This moldy maple syrup, obviously a keep. This is a planter and it is way too big, but I have yet to buy a smaller one. And then my whisks, I can't get rid of these. And then this area always ends up getting cluttered, but actually it doesn't look too bad right now. Oh crap, I forgot about up here. Well, this one might be a little bit bad. It's whatever. We used to collect Disney globes and then we were like, where are we putting these? So now, they are above our fridge. Okay, I think it kind of just makes sense to put the appliances on the countertops, right? In theory, what have I got myself into? Set a timer for 3 hours, won't ya? Set a timer for 3 hours. Set a timer for 3 hours. 3-hour timer started. I don't want to start here. I've learned through decluttering that it is 90% decision fatigue. Okay, so you just keep deciding what stays, what goes, what might go someday. It's exhausting, but it's so worth it. And it's wild to see like how much Tupperware we accumulate. I don't even know where it comes from. Like, I don't buy it. I don't know where it comes from. I'm sure people bring it over, whatever. But if you lose one lid and the whole relationship just falls apart. And I heard that Tupperware lids, they accumulate. Like every time you lose a sock in the dryer, it comes back as a Tupperware lid. Totally believe that. And sometimes I hang on to stuff because it's still good, but I don't use it. It's just taking up space that could be more useful doing something else. You know what I mean? So I feel like decluttering, it's like a mirror of life. The more I let go of what I don't need, the lighter I feel. And as a mom, sometimes I feel like my home reflects my brain. Like when it's messy, it feels like I can't think straight. And I'm really trying to be in a season of life of simplifying. We have a lot and it's great. And sometimes it's useful in a certain season, but you know, I can let go of what I don't use and focus more on what we use and love. And do you ever notice that how when you're decluttering, it's not just about the stuff, it's about the guilt too. The things we bought and never used, or maybe only used a few times, the projects we meant to do, the things, you know, we thought we needed to be a certain type of mom or a certain type of person. It's totally guilty over here. So I'm just trying to see this as a reset, not perfection, just progress. There is, you know, no Pinterest perfect organization happening over here. I'm just using what I have. And, you know, if my kitchen gets messy right now, listen, that's just life, okay? Real homes look lived in, and it just means we're feeding people and making memories. I've got some spaces cleared out and I'm coming to terms with the fact that, holy cow, I have a lot of things. But I'm also realizing as I'm pulling it out, I'm like, I use all of this stuff. How am I gonna get rid of 50% of this? Because in my mind, I just wanna wipe out 50%. Okay, some easy yeses. This, I think my daughter picked it up from the thrift store. And I was like, okay, I give them a budget every time we go. This is what you want. It's been a solid 6 months, never used it. Okay, so I'm gonna do her the honor. I've already kind of started a little pile over here, but some of that stuff are my clean dishes too. So I think I'm going to get a red wagon. Like the big appliances, the blender, the air fryer, the juicer, the crock pots I use. I could put one of the crock pots in a closet because it does take up a lot of space. I don't need it right away. I will tell you I'm sweating. But then the same thing occurs with the food processor. Like, yes, I use it, but it's not something I'm grabbing often enough to keep it here. I don't know, it's probably fine. But this kind of stuff, well, you guessed it, I'm also struggling with, because I'm like, oh, do I need these dishes? But like, do I need these dishes? I don't use them very often, but when I do, I like it. I do think I'm gonna get rid of them. The bundt pan can go in a closet. I use this thing like once every 5 years. It's nice to have. When's the last time I made a bundt cake? In my previous life, that's right. The watermelon bowl is fun for summertime, but that's pretty much it. These pie presses shouldn't exist, so I'll just go ahead and tell you that for free. This is a nice bowl if you're transporting. It has a lid. Don't know where the lid is. Watermelon bowl is so fun, but unnecessary. I'm gonna get rid of it. Also some lids. Couldn't tell you what they go to. Call me the man I need. Same with this kind of stuff. It lasted me a season, and by season I mean several years. But I just don't grab for it anymore. The temptations, like, I just don't. And then I have so many cast iron things. I really just use it for like plating my food to serve it in because it looks nice. But I don't use it. I'm gonna get rid of it. I gotta be real, I gotta be strong, I gotta stay together. Speaking of being real, never used it. Also some lunch containers. Listen, sometimes you just don't know till you know. I bought these, I thought they were gonna be amazing. Turns out, they're horrible. I gotta get my red wagon in here, but real quick, I'm just getting rid of these Tupperware containers. They are not serving me. They're just taking up space, if I'm being honest. I kept the lunch containers in here because I figured I could just declutter this by hand. I think I am gonna get rid of these. Sad to see them go because I had really high hopes for these, but I just haven't used them. If I don't use it, I don't need it in my life, cluttering up my space, cluttering up my mind. I'll come back to that drawer, don't worry. This is a no, this is a yes. This I wish I had more of, and I don't think I can find the lid to that, but I'm gonna cross my fingers. This goes upstairs. I don't know what this goes to. Oh boy, the lunch container drawer is filling up. This is an obvious yes. Feeling good about that. This bowl is on the brink of breaking. I used to have 2 more. They eventually broke. I've had them for years. And I love them. Used and abused. This is a Halloween bowl. I think I'm gonna put it up, and I think I'm just gonna get rid of this bowl. I say that. But the holidays are coming up, and I know I use that bowl every year, so I should just keep it. These, on the other hand, I'm going through the same thought process. I'm like, first of all, these are all going. This is all going. I'm losing my mind because I just used this the other day and I was really glad that I had it. But aside from that, first of all, it did not get washed very well. Probably my own doing. Like, I like that I have a Christmas platter, but I don't like this one. And every year I pull it out, I'm like begrudgingly pulling it out. I'm gonna get rid of it. I love that it says, oh, Christmas tree, but I do not like the red truck. Never did. And apparently I never will. This is a yes. And then all of these in my head, I'm like, keep them all. You're gonna make so many pies. And I do make pies. I do. And appetizers. All right. I'm missing a pie dish. I'm gonna get rid of these piddly ones. These are piddly. I'm gonna get rid of them. So I'm gonna keep half, get rid of half. I knew there was a reason why I kept all these Amazon boxes. I'm gonna start filling them up with my donates. Ayo, this part felt so good, and I was just beginning, and it's overwhelming to start, but I just felt like I needed to. Like, things had gotten a little out of hand lately. The drawers were overflowing, cabinets were bursting, and I just couldn't find certain things anymore. And I know I'm not the only one who empties the dishwasher, but when things have a space to breathe, it's easier to find them, right? So I'm not going for Pinterest perfect. I told you, I'm just trying to make it work better for real life. I just needed less clutter and a little bit more calm, and that's exactly what I achieved today, and I'm so happy about it. And sometimes, like, I didn't even realize how much visual noise and all this stuff creates until I just started taking things out of the cabinets. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface. I've just filled up those 3 boxes right there, which are actually larger than they appear, okay? Like, come on. And I haven't even scratched the surface, but just getting rid of that stuff alone makes me feel so much better. I won't be like dodging all of that nonsense when I'm cooking or looking for a pot or a pan or a dish. Do you know what I mean? I could stop right now and be happy. No? Okay. If I didn't mention before, I'm also going to like deep clean as I go. Obviously, things get, I don't even know how things get crummy everywhere. How do crumbs get in the bottom of the cabinet? I'm putting away clean things in this cabinet and there's crumbs. It doesn't make sense to me, but the crumbs are everywhere. They're relentless and it's just wild. So I am wiping everything down as I declutter, and just doing that alone makes it feel fresh. Like at the end of the day, once the kitchen was all tidy, I was like, oh, I feel like I didn't really do much. And then I looked at the donate pile, and you'll see it at the end of the video. Oh, wowza, it made me feel so good about it. So, if you're decluttering, give yourself permission to like let things go that serve their purpose. They don't owe you anything, okay? Because you'll see as I go through different parts of the kitchen, there are things that were gifted to me. I feel a lot of guilt and like, oh, this was given to me by XYZ. Like, oh, I should keep this because blah, blah, blah. But then I'm like, well, am I using it? You know what I mean? And so certain things, especially if you are the type of person that hosts certain platters and certain dishes, I'll say, oh, like this would be really good for, a certain specific, very specific purpose. And I just had to remind myself, like, if it's a one-time use kind of thing, we have something my daughter bought from Amazon probably like 6 months ago when she was making a whole bunch of smoothie bowls, which she still does, yogurt bowls, whatever. It's like this banana slicer. She hasn't used it. And then as I was decluttering, I realized, oh my gosh, it's broken. It's broken and it's sitting in the cabinet. Like, why am I keeping this if 1, it's broken, 2, no one uses it, and 3, it's just taking up space. So unnecessary. So you know what? Yes, I spent $8 on it, but time to go. Another thing I noticed is you just saw me holding those 2 things up. I had duplicates of some things that like, honestly, I don't even really use. It's good to have just in case I need it. So I did keep 1. It's a thing you put like on the KitchenAid bowl if you have a lot of like, stuff in the mixer so you don't get a flour shower, So it's fantastic to use when I need it. But the amount of times that I actually need it is very slim, but it's nice to have. So I did keep it. I had a couple microplanes. I have obviously a lot of, like when I go through my utensils, you'll see I have a lot of wooden spoons, like that kind of thing. I know, listen, I'm not a minimalist. I don't think I need to tell you that, okay? I'm very much a maximalist, and I watch a lot of decluttering videos, all this stuff. I'm sure it's going around. You see it too all the time. And so I see these people who are like, all you need is 1 wooden spoon. I'm like, absolutely not. I need about 15 of them. Serving spoon, same thing. I think different people are in different seasons of life. We all have different situations, different circumstances, whatever. So you do what works for you. And if someone else only needs 1 spoon, that's awesome. So then they can get rid of it. So anyway, I'm just trying to keep this low key, keep my expectations low. And I was able to still get rid of a substantial amount of stuff. And it feels so much lighter and brighter in here, especially when you open up a drawer. Like I don't have to, how when you open a drawer and it's cluttered, you can barely open it. So that's like my junk drawer. But actually my junk drawer has been looking pretty good lately because I've been putting all the junk on my desk. Just don't come in my office, okay? All right, I've moved on to a couple of cabinets. I'm obviously jamming out. If you can tell me what song I'm jamming out to, I will give you a big old hug. I'll give you a high five. I'll give you a certificate for being amazing. Because it's a good one, okay? But that's my little tip to you. If you're doing something that you actually don't really want to be doing, pump up the jams, okay? Throw on those 90s music, 80s, 90s, really 2000s. Oh my gosh, can you even believe that's like vintage nowadays? So I'm so glad that I got this cleaning done. I feel like I can breathe in this kitchen and everything has a home again for the most part anyway. And there's just something so satisfying about cleaning. So while you're listening to music, you're feeling good. It might be a task that seems literally so overwhelming. You don't even know where to start, or if you want to start, just start. Just pick something and go. Pick one drawer. I've done that before where I like do one drawer at a time. And you know, you've seen my junk drawer. I recently decluttered I showed you my plastics drawer. I don't know what to call it, with like all the Ziploc baggies and parchment paper and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I have done little bits and pieces here and there. I did my spice cabinet. So it is nice to have those bits done. But I just felt like this needed to be tackled. I'm like choking on my spit. I don't even know what. It was overwhelming. There was a lot to go through. And I thought, oh, my lower cabinets are going to take so much time. They actually took a lot less time than my upper cabinets, but then, you know, I did the corner cabinet. Anyway, the whole project in whole, I'm trying not to say anyways, but I'm so sorry. It's part of my vocabulary now. What was I going to say? Yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. Hey, just got a text from my best friend, Michael. All trees are on sale right now, if you were wondering. What I was going to say was this whole project, top to bottom, I feel like took me around 5 hours. That's like cleaning up everything after, sweeping up the floors, like making sure everything like had a home. You know what I mean? Like getting rid of all of it. So it did take me a little bit longer than I thought, but then I also had like interruptions. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But I looked at it as kind of like physical therapy for my brain, because when things are decluttered, I'm able to mentally function a little bit better. You know what I mean? I'm able to breathe, like open a drawer and not feel overwhelmed. So if you're in a season where your house feels overwhelming, just like pick one space. Where I said, start small, one cabinet, one drawer. It makes a huge difference. You don't have to like tackle an entire room at a time. Although I feel like that's what I need to do. Like I need to take 5 hours out of my day and tackle it. And then I'm done with it. And then I don't have to worry about it for what, 5 years? Can this be what do they call that? Semi-annual? Let's call it a semi-decade declutter. I probably won't do this again for another 5 years when I accumulate even more. And I'm even thinking, wow, okay, taking mental notes. The holidays are coming up, and over time, like I have my favorite dishes that I serve, you know, especially for the holidays. And I'm recognizing, wow, I don't really have any of them anymore. So I'm making a mental list of like, oh, this would be nice. A platter. I need like a nice platter because mine are chipped and broken. I'm thoroughly disgusted. I can't even believe, I knew my silverware drawer was bad. Every time I open it and put dishes away, I'm like, oh, there's crumbs in here. I need to deal with this. I need to tackle it. But it like, you know, priorities of life. I'm like, looking at this. Are you joking? Is this real life? Surely this isn't the life I live. Never would I ever imagined living a life like this, but here we are. Here I am, this is my reality, and I am so grossed out. You might, like from afar, maybe you can't see, I don't know, but yeah, up close you definitely can. Like this is where I'm putting my clean silverware. I mean, unbelievable. I'm just thankful that I'm cleaning it now. Also, I have a dishwasher full of dishes. So like, where are my forks? In the dishwasher. But I feel like this drawer was so overloaded with so many things that don't even belong in here. So I'm glad I tackled it. Time to tidy. If every drawer had a personality, the utensil drawer, whatever the heck this drawer is, with the forks, knives, it would be a crime scene. So bad. I still am I'm gonna have nightmares about that drawer. I can't even believe we allowed it to get that bad. And it's just like, we've been busy, our house, we just haven't been able to catch up with it. You know that feeling like your stuff just keeps moving, but your brain hasn't processed it yet? And it's just, we have to take it one day at a time. The house starts to show it, you know, one pile at a time if it gets neglected. And I'm trying to stay on top of it and have routines, but it's like every week there's something that there's like a wrench thrown in it. And, you know, I've shared this before, but we like to prioritize other things, maybe over cleaning. And that's very apparent in this video. You can see where the areas that we have neglected.
But, you know, we're just in that season of sports and after school chaos, and it feels like the kitchen has become just a pit stop rather than a peaceful little heart of the home. It's less heart of the homey and more chaos and psych ward. I used to feel guilty when things got messy like this, but now I just see it as a sign that we're living, not failing. Let that be a little kindness.
Why, yes, I am crying listening to music. I've moved on to the uppers. A round of applause, thank you so much. Feels really good. Now that we're at the cups, I feel like this is the perfect time to stay hydrated. Cheers to you if you're cleaning, decluttering, doing whatever the heck, getting motivation, just hanging out with me. I don't know, hopefully you're just sitting on the couch doing diddly squat. Because that's what I want to be doing right now. Perfect. Feeling really good about the progress. Like really good. I have a whole drawer down there. Nothing is in it. I mean, listen, my countertops are still full of crap that I need to deal with. That's a later me problem. Do you ever save jars? I used to save all the jars, and then I was like, Kim, stop saving jars. I don't know what has gotten into me lately, but I started saving jars again. Someone needs to talk me out of it. This is a problem, okay? They're so cute. And I think to myself, oh, I could put some pasta salad in this next time we take a picnic. When are we taking a picnic anywhere, let alone with glass? I'm literally sweating. I should probably take the sweater off, but at this point, I'm just gonna pretend I'm a wrestler, okay? Can you even see it? There's one more row up there. All right, here we go. Hershey's Cocoa. Obvious, yes. Huge mug for cocoa. Sad to report, unless I can find the top of this, I'm gonna let it go. My kids were playing with this. Did you guys ever have one of these? Like a thermos, and then you, in the 90s, come on, absolutely amazing. If I don't have the top, I'm getting rid of it. Remind me to give these out as Christmas gifts this year because I will forget. Looks like I have a couple of empty jars. I could probably, I used one of them. I'll save that for me. There's powdered sugar all over the bottom. It's fine. Oh. I tell you, most of the time I just use these to hold utensils or to hold cinnamon sticks or just to hold stuff on a charcuterie board, okay? But listen, it is hot cocoa season for the next couple of weeks. I will be getting rid of one of these. This came in a set of 2 thermoses. It's just so unnecessary to have 2 of them when we don't even use any of them. I'm gonna go ahead and say no to this as well. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make so many slushies. It's like one of those things that our kids are obsessed with for probably a week and then they like never use it again. What's this thing called? Frozen magic. I'm about to show my kids a little magic trick, okay? It's called Disappearing Frozen Magic Cup. Did we figure out the name to this dish yet? I was influenced to buy this. What's that fancy dish to put butter in called?
Butter dish is a round or rectangular container with a cover for holding butter. It's also a French-style butter dish that uses water to keep butter fresh by creating an airtight seal.
Yeah, what's that called?
It's called a beurre noir, or simply a French butter crock.
A French beurre noir. A crock is the name that I was thinking of. Still couldn't even think of that. I should remember, the kind of butter crock I grew up with was country crock. The big plastic tub, you know? And you never knew if it was leftovers or actually butter inside. Let's be real, it was never butter, always margarine. Well, I think I'm gonna keep my beurre noir.
The term you're looking for is beurre noir, which is French for black butter and refers to the French butter dish we discussed earlier.
That's what I said.
Know more about this butter dish?
No, I don't want to hear any more about the butter dish. I also think it's time to let these go. I held on to them for a while. Last time I decluttered this cabinet, probably the beginning of the school year. And I was like, oh yeah, no, we haven't touched them. We haven't used them. C'est la vie, goodbye. Au revoir, arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen, sayonara. This is for just playing in the sand. I know you might be thinking, Kim, get rid of these. I simply cannot. All right, moving on to this cabinet over here, the dreaded cabinet, the cabinet I've been dreading cleaning out all day long. And honestly, I feel like it's not gonna be as bad as I'm building it up in my head. There's so much stuff in this cabinet. This one too. All right, I guess we'll start at the top and work our way down. Where am I gonna put this? I'm fine. Oh, perfect. This is where I left my book. Exactly where I like to read. Travel Guide to Europe. Okay.
This is really cute. I actually might get rid of this one. I don't use it very much. I have the smaller ones that I use so much more often. Like, how often do you have something this big? Maybe a salad? I'm talking myself into keeping it, and I don't know why. I'm just gonna put it down and think on it. Like, I should probably get rid of it. I got bags for decorating. Okay, now we can get rid of those. These containers, I don't really prep fruit anymore. I did my best and I tried, but it turns out I'm just not the type of person that I thought I would be. So I don't prep fruit. I just wash it as we eat it. And you know what? That works. I could put this with my festive Valentine's Day stuff. If I was a betting woman, I would bet that these are expired. Yo! Look at that! If only I could win the lottery. All right, we've got a container full of stuff I never use. They're also probably expired since they are way up at the top of our roof. I forgot that you existed. All right, clearing stuff out, feeling good. And then I have some summertime fun buckets in here, but whatever. Okay, this is the real issue, is that most of this stuff belongs up here. So I've got some misers, or whatever these are called. I had to guess, these are probably expired too. They make it really hard to read, I'll tell you what. Does that say 2023? Whoops. Oh, remember when I bought a bunch of salt and pepper shakers? I'm gonna put these out for Thanksgiving, okay? I'm gonna tell myself that lie. The reality is I'm gonna forget that I even put them up there, all right? Ooh! Perfect timing. Time for a little snack. Yes, these are from Easter. Thank you for asking. Ask me if I care. This is what makes decluttering worth it. Finding all the little treats. And I never really got to try these. A Dunkin' chocolate egg. It's still good, right? It's just sugar. It's not very good. Ugh. No. Ugh. I gotta cleanse my palate with some IKEA chocolate. Much better. And this is from Trader Joe's. It's the milk chocolate bar with cornflakes. What a smorgasbord. That was delicious. Better than a Dubai chocolate. I'm gonna throw this up here. Ooh, good idea. Okay, I'm gonna put all of the food colorings up here so no one can reach them. They'll eventually figure it out, but I'll at least slow them down a little bit. These are the best deviled egg containers. They came in a pack of 2. I was gifted them, someone, but they got them from Amazon. And I left one somewhere and it just crushes my soul. Okay, these are fantastic. Best thing I never purchased from Amazon right there. Oh, lazy Susan. Where is Susan? I also have some chocolate eggs. I'll never use that. Is that glass? Oh, chocolate covered strawberries. Yeah, dark chocolate covered strawberry. Nothing about this is natural. Oh my gosh. You know what? They're not that bad. Actually, pretty good. But even more candy. Washies is a favorite amongst my children. I've never had one before. It tastes like foam. Okay, I'm actually feeling really good about this. I cleared a lot out. I never use those, so I'm just gonna get rid of them. Put my like cake decorating tips in a jar. Boom. I don't have the lid to it anymore, but maybe I'll find it. These corner cabinets are so hard to organize. And you know, some of those people who just have like matching spice jars and perfect pantries and a container for everything and shelves that are absolutely perfect. Listen, I used to aspire to be that, but now I'm a lot more realistic. I don't even aspire to be that Pinterest perfect version. It doesn't exist for me. And so I've just come to accept it. And I've just come to appreciate my kitchen the way that it is. It holds our memories. It holds our messes. It holds those like everyday moments. So when I think about how many meals I've made and how many snacks come through here every day and the birthday cakes that have come out of this kitchen, it just makes me so grateful for it. And I think of all the times my kids have like helped me cook here, or the times that we dance around while waiting for dinner. That's what makes a house a home. Even if it's messy, it's still filled with love, and that is more than enough. It's more than what I could ever want or imagine. Like I don't need those, perfect organizers, because that's not what matters, But it is really nice to have those things and like maybe one day, but I'm just giving myself grace. And coming into this project, I didn't have any like new bins or anything.
Oh, well, this is what I was worried about. All of this, you know, sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. And if you have eyes, you can see that I have about 17 different sets of measuring cups, and I can never find the measuring cup that I need. Isn't it ironic? So I can either keep all of them, because that's not ridiculous at all, or get rid of the ones that I don't like. So like all of these, same with the purple ones. I always have to guess what measuring it is. They're newer, got them thrifted, and then someone gifted me these. So I think I'm going to get rid of these as well and just, you know, turning a new leaf over here. As for the rest of this stuff, all of these are piping bags. Why do I have a million piping bags? Seems so unnecessary. Some cupcake liners, because I make cupcakes probably once a year. You know, I have to deal with all this. These are some things that I could put with the holiday stuff. So I just have to, this is mostly garbage, so I just have to figure this out. All right, making progress. Check these out. You can actually see the back of the cabinet. So I've got measuring cups down here, large ones, small ones in the container. And then up here I have chocolates, some supplements, that egg cooker. I debated getting rid of that, but I guess I use it once every 5 years. I've got some cupcake liners in there, some silicone ones, and then back in there, those are all like decorating bags. And then up here, I've got some like hosting display things. That feels good. On to the next. You know what? I just brushed my teeth, put my trays in, and I regret my decision because I could be eating a Ferrero Rochers right now. That's a take on the whole cupboard. Let's see how much we can get rid of. These plates don't match and it drives me absolutely nutty. Like, we don't use these. Why am I keeping them? So I filled up another box and I think I used up all the boxes I have, which is awesome. Just kidding, I found another one. These are just IKEA plates and I feel like I can just grab some more next time I'm there. I'm at the point where I like don't care that much anymore, so I'm not gonna empty the entire cabinet if I don't have to. I'm just gonna like wipe it down, you know. It's good enough. I'm feeling claustrophobic. Little bit, just a little bit. All of these bowls, sayonara. Of course, I'm going to keep anything personalized like this that my kids have made. This is from, oh my gosh, 2020. How funny is that? But then, who made this one? Oh, Avelina. Same year, but I want to know what happened to this one. So there's that. I'm gonna keep them. Okay, could be better, could be worse. Moving on. Well, the time has finally arrived. I'm not gonna touch any of this. Don't ask me why I have bacon in this cabinet. Probably trying to hide it. I will take the sweets down, put those in the pantry. Couple of biscuit cutters, bunch of nonsense. I am just not even going to think about it and just get rid of all of this. Because I, for one, never reach for it, never use it, can't find a lid that matches. Goodbye. Officially filled the 5th, 6th box. I do have a weakness for cookie cutters. We use them maybe once a year, but it's nice to have them, so I will keep them. But moving up here, oh, now that I'm touching it, I'm like, I don't want to get rid of this. Also, I can definitely get rid of this. These bowls, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to say goodbye. How do I say goodbye? The good times that made us laugh. I thought we'd get to see forever. Forever's gone. I'm literally sweating. I should have taken my sweater off 40 minutes ago. Let's just get a moment for these beauties. All right, well, I think that's enough. They're just bowls at the end of the day. It's not even that big of a deal. Bye. But oh my gosh, are they so stinking cute? If I was better about just everything, I would keep them. I used to have more and I decluttered some and those are the ones that stuck around, and a little piece of me really wants to keep that gingerbread one, but I know I'm not gonna use that. Part of me is like, just keep it, and then if you don't use it, then get rid of it. You know, I'm gonna think on that, but for now it's in the donate pile. One of them was filled with a bunch of cookie cutters. Was I at one point in time looking for a gingerbread man? Found him. All right, other than that, this cabinet looks pretty good. And now I have some space up here, and I did save
some platters, but like the pie dishes I think I might put up there. Why am I getting rid of the bowls that I love so much and only use once a year, but I'm keeping the pie dishes that I only use once a year? You know, there's plenty of space up here for both. I'm just throwing that out there. Whatever, moving on. All right, let's see what we can do down here. Made a little mess on the floor if you could see all the eyeballs. I can't imagine I'm gonna get rid of too many things, but watch me cook, okay? Hey, right away. All right, I found some cups, cool, cool, cool. I think I am gonna get rid of this. Actually, I say that. This is like our puke bowl. So, I might have to keep that around for a little while. Sorry, I don't think I've ever puked in a puke bowl. I am gonna get rid of these because I don't use them. Like these are stencils and I've tried to use, it's miserable. All right, cool, I am getting rid of stuff. This is quite possibly the ugliest thing in our entire kitchen, so I'm getting rid of that. Actually, Alex might love it, so I'm gonna have to ask him about it. There's something stuck back there. Funny is we just did s'mores the other day, and I couldn't find these. I had another set in the, so I need to keep them together, moral of the story. And were these even washed? Oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one, question mark. I have 3 drink containers that match outside, and I have this large one. I don't think I have a need for this, so yeah, all right, I'll get rid of it. And this one's plastic, this one's glass, and then this one I use often. Hey, so I did get rid of a few things. Look, it turns without everything falling. Perfect. The bottom layer is the different situation. All right, let's see what this one is. Cake pops. I have a cutting board down here for no good reason. And then the rest of these, I'll just wrap them up and make them look a little nicer. But let's be real, I'm not getting rid of any of them, all right? I should separate them by season. Oh, a gingerbread man! I don't need this anymore. Hey, I have 2 skulls. All right, I'm gonna get rid of one. All right, I was actually able to get rid of a decent amount from just this little cabinet where going in, I thought initially, yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of anything. So that feels really nice. Feels a little more tidy in here. I'll just, could you even see any of that? I'll just give you a spin. We've got seasonal waffle makers. This is like spring, fall, winter, and then some like summer ones, Thanksgiving, and that's a plain one. Boring. And then the rest of like my mixers and stuff. So I love these little bins, by the way. If you have a Lazy Susan, I got these bins and they are absolutely fantastic for like corralling random items, because corner cabinets can be really hard to organize. So I'm happy I found those. Moving on to this one, our George Foreman grill like crapped out a couple months ago, and our neighbor had one and he just let us have his, but I just got a press. So we might give that back to him and then just put the press there. I haven't decided. Are we keeping both? Is that rude to like give it back to him? I don't know. But I will go through this area because the cups in the back, we never access them. We're getting to the home stretch over here. Had a little short intermission. Had to get the kid from school. Got some Benadryl up here, and honestly, I'm just not even sure if this is still good. Up here, I don't know what we're gonna do. Honestly, I don't really come up here very often. Oh, cartridges for the fly thing. We have a lot of coffee up here for guests. I usually fill this up with hot cocoa. Remind me to buy some K-cups. I've got some bug spray. What the heck is this here? If I haven't used these, I won't. Oh, I always forget that I have this. I don't know what these are doing up here. Some Halloween platters. Just when I thought I was done, I realized I still had a few more spaces to declutter. Like up here, I think I talked about it, but then I cut it out. Listen, I had literally over 4 hours of footage for this, so I tried to condense it as much as I could, but I had, like, this is where we put our Disney snow globes. We used to collect them, and then we were like, well, what are we doing with these? We don't have, shelves and stuff everywhere. A lot of people have those huge shelves in their living room, whatever. For me, I just feel like they accumulate clutter. So we stopped collecting them, I suppose, and they just hang out up there. So I don't know what to do with them. But it was really nice to decluttered that, and then I went above our microwave oven situation, and I realized I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any recipe books at the current moment in time. I'm unsure if I was just decision fatigued at this moment, but I was like, you know what? This space is totally fine. I don't need to get rid of any books, any recipe books. Surely I go through them, and like, yeah, I kind of do, but also, do I need 50 recipe books? No. But then I just also thought on the other side of that, I got space for them. I might as well. So I kept them. Maybe I'll go through them another day. A project for future me, if you will. I feel like it hasn't been that long since I went through them, maybe a year ago. But I have in this past year accumulated more because a part of me, every time I went thrifting, I was like, oh, the recipe books are so amazing and they're functional and they had serve a purpose, all this stuff. So, and a lot of them were also gifted. So it goes with that guilt around, well, I don't want to get rid of them because, oh my gosh, I was given, so I did my best going through the utensils as well. I was able to get rid of a handful, but honestly, like I use every single one of those. So I'm not going to get rid of it just to say, hey, I got rid of 50% of my stuff. I'm being very realistic here. And I think one of the last drawers I went through were the lunch containers because we use these often, but there were actually several I was able to get rid of. So that feels good.
Well, that is it. I'm super happy with the progress. A semi-tidy kitchen that feels a lot less full because this is everything I got rid of. It took a while, but hopefully it was worth it. I don't know. I feel like I opened the drawers and I'm like, kind of looks the same. But then I look at that huge pile of what I decluttered and I think, you know what? That was a good declutter. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I got it all done. My next space to declutter will either be my closet or upstairs in the playroom / I don't know what that room is up there. But if you want to hang out with me then, subscribe, put a little happy in your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.